Hi Cancer, Trishna here. Welcome to your February 2020 love reading. So what I'm feeling for you Cancer from an intuitive perspective is I feel like you're feeling differently about love than you have in a little while. I feel like you're finally starting to get interested in that realm of your life again. I feel like you feel good about love. I feel like you're looking forward to getting back into the game. If you're currently single, I feel like you are looking forward to a relationship, to a partnership, to meeting different people, to being fulfilled in an emotional way. And I feel like even though you're looking forward to it, you don't really know how to go about it. You're not entirely sure what your next step is going to be or what a relationship is going to look like for you. And I think that's okay. I think it's good that you're just getting excited about this area of your life. And I think that there is a little bit of work you'll have to do, but for the most part, I think that just the fact that you are looking forward to this and you are kind of looking at love with open eyes and an open heart is good. It's positive. It'll kind of lead you along the way to where you need to be in that area of your life. I feel like in the past, especially for you single cancers, I feel like in the past you haven't been as interested in the love area of your life, and that's because you've been very focused on something else in your life, most likely your career or your finances or something like that. And you just were really focused on that, and that's all that you really seem to care about, and you just really weren't interested in love. And now I feel like your career or your finances or whatever this other area of your life pertains to, whatever that area is, I feel like it's not done, but it's done. So it's kind of like you've basically worked on it, you've done all the work that you can. There really is nothing left for you to do. So maybe you haven't necessarily hit a sense of completion, but you've done all that you need to do. You've done your entire part. You've kind of worked hard and gotten all of that out of your system, and now it's kind of like, what's next? So that's what I mean by like, you're done, but it's not done. So like, you've done all you can do for now, and now you're ready to focus on something else. And but it's not like you're cutting out this other area of your life completely, but you want more of a balance now. Like your mentality has shifted to where it's like, okay, I've done everything I could do in my career right now, and I'm ready to bring love into my life and have that be another area of my life that I have joy in instead of just one area of my life. So that's really positive as well, Cancer. So I feel like one of the things that you need to do in order to enhance like your love potentials is I think you need to figure out what it is that you want. What kind of a relationship do you want? What do you like in another person? How do you want your dating life to go? What would some fun date ideas be? Do you want a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship? I feel like probably it's long-term at this point in time. What are you looking for? And have fun with that, but try to get clear on it as well because you won't really know what the next step is until you know where that next step needs to lead you. And so that would be the only thing that I feel like you should spend some time doing is focusing on what exactly you want out of your romantic life. Now, if you're in a relationship, we already talked about your reading. We did a relationship reading for the coupled cancers last month, and I feel like for you, couples, cancer couples, I feel like if you're not already moving forward in your relationship with your partner, you're very close to that. And I feel like there's some really positive potentials coming for you in love, couple cancers. And we covered a lot of that in the last video, the January 2020 videos. So all of that I feel is basically you're still moving along that same journey, that same timeline, and I feel like it's going well. And if you haven't already seen a change, if you aren't already feeling closer to your partner, you will very shortly. Your efforts are going to pay off. So that is what I'm feeling for you, Cancer, from an intuitive perspective. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards, and we're going to do a tarot reading for the second half of this video. Alright, Cancer, so in this video we're going to talk about the top 6 cards, and then in the extended we will cover the bottom 6 cards. We'll also pull additional cards, and we'll do the bottom of the deck in the extended. So in this video we're going to be talking about the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, the Tower, the 2 of Cups, and the Fool card. So Cancer, what I feel with the 7 of Pentacles is I feel like this is where you're at right now. I feel like you have done a lot of work in your career or with your finances most likely, or whatever area of life this pertains to that you've been really working on, that you've been really focused on, and that has kind of kept you away from love up until this point. You've really been working on something, you've had a lot of accomplishments, you have made some success, you have achieved some goals, you have something to show for it essentially. However you want to phrase that, if that's achieving goals, having a lot of money, achieving success, having achievements or whatever, you have something to show for your efforts. You have something that when you look at it, you're proud of yourself. You feel like, you know what, I actually did something, I accomplished something, I put in effort, and there was actually some form of an output that I can look at and appreciate, and I feel good about that. And now you're kind of looking around you and you're looking at love and you're thinking, you know what, like I wouldn't mind some of that. I don't know that you're necessarily looking at like a relationship, but you're looking at love in general and you're just like, I would like some of that. How about some of that? I've had some success over here and I'm looking around and maybe I would like something else in my life. Maybe I would like to make my life a little bit more fulfilling in other areas of my life. I've already had success here. Why not look somewhere else and see if I can have some form of success there as well? With the Six of Wands, I feel like you are really wanting to have some kind of victory in love. You've had victory in other areas of your life and you want to continue the victory by helping that bleed into other areas of your life. You want to have victory in love now. And I think that's good, Cancer. I feel like that is a good mentality as long as it's not like a win-lose mentality, but like you're looking at love and you're looking at it as something that you can have in your life, something that you're excited about, and something that is going to go well for you. Those are all pretty positive mindsets. With the Five of Swords, I feel like you may have a little bit of, I don't want to say difficulty, but a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to love because you really haven't been focusing on it very much lately. And love is extremely important for our development. In fact, all areas of our life are important for our development, but you've only been really focusing on one area of your life, probably career or finances or something like that. And so your growth has been a little bit limited up till this point. And so there's some growth that needs to happen for you, some learning that needs to happen for you with regards to love. Now, I don't think it's going to take you long. I don't think it's going to be particularly painful, but I am getting the message that there is some growth needed from you, some kind of spiritual growth or emotional growth or romantic growth of some sort. So here's an example that's coming to mind. So love is very important for our growth. Like it bleeds into many, many areas of our lives. Like all areas kind of bleed into other areas, but love especially. And the example that I get for that is, let's say you have a really bratty kid, or maybe even a really bratty sibling or something like that, depending on your age group. And this person has just maybe been pretty terrible. Like they always want what they want. They will throw tantrums even as an adult to try to get what they want. Maybe they're manipulative. Maybe they don't really put in like fair amount of work in the family or something like that. But then they go off and they get a partner. They get a relationship. And at first the relationship goes fine. But then their natural personality comes out in their relationship as well. They start throwing tantrums with their partner. They don't put in as much effort. They start acting very selfishly. They're essentially being a brat with their partner. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work with a partner. With family, sure, parents generally don't tend to disown their children and siblings are kind of stuck with each other whether they want to be or not. So in that environment, the bratty child was able to be bratty, but a partner, a romantic partner, once they've had enough, once it has reached a certain boiling point, they'll be like, I'm out, I'm done. And so that is when that bratty sibling or bratty child learns a lesson. That is when they grow. They grow through love. They realize that, you know what? I can't treat people like this, otherwise I'll be left. And so they learn that lesson in the love realm, but that starts to seep into the family realm. They start being a little bit calmer. They start being a little bit more understanding. They start trying to pitch in a little bit more because they learned all these lessons about relationships through a very serious relationship or a romantic relationship where their heart was on the line and mistakes have consequences. So love can really grow us within the relationship, but it can also grow us in other areas of our lives. And that person may start becoming better, like working a little bit harder at their career. Career is also another area which you've been focusing on where, at some point, if you start throwing tantrums, you're going to get fired or something like that. But love is one where, career is one where you can easily blame it on like, oh, they were a bad company or a bad boss. With love, even though you may want to blame it on a bad partner, the emotional pain and the emotional understanding that you get about the situation is very different because you're so attached to the person. You're more attached to them than you can be to like a friend or a colleague or something like that. So all areas of life, like I was saying before, bleed into each other, but love especially has a way of the lessons we learn there, we start applying into other areas of our life, and it seeps in and makes us a better person in many ways overall. Like, not just in relationships, but overall. Like, a career can make you a better professional, but not necessarily a better family member or something like that. But love really seems to seep in because I guess essentially everything is about love at the end of the day. And the best way to learn it is to be active in love. And Cancer, you haven't been very active in love, so there are some things that you're going to have to learn, a few little bumps on the road, but it's going to be okay. You're going to be able to take those lessons and transform it. I feel like you're very powerful, Cancer, and yeah, I feel like it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just something for you to know. Now, the Tower card is something that is a card that generally represents that there's going to be a huge shakeup. It's going to happen really fast, really suddenly. You're not really going to know that it's coming, and it's basically going to crumble everything around you because the foundation is not solid. So everything needs to crumble so that a better foundation can be built and a better structure or a better setup can be built on a very strong foundation. Now, for you, Cancer, I feel like you're not really going to have a tower moment. I'm not really feeling that for you. I feel like you'll have a little bit of rattling, a little bit of a shakeup, right? You're going through a transformation, you're having a bit of a growth curve, but I feel like for the most part you're going to be fine, and maybe the tower moments will be more in your head where you have a little bit of a shakeup, or maybe you're in a relationship and you don't handle things quite the right way and you think it's the end of the world, you think everything's going to fall apart when your partner's just like, "No, like I just want to let you know not to handle it this way again, but we're okay. Like we're okay, just don't do this again." But in your mind, you might think like, "Oh my gosh, like, what if you don't want to be with me anymore?" So I think maybe the tower moment will be more of a mental thing for you than an actual thing for you, Cancer. But good news. So with the Two of Cups, which is the next card, Two of Cups is really positive for relationships. Cups represents emotions and love and all of that. And two represents a partnership. And so, Cancer, I do feel like you are going to meet a partner. I don't think that they are the one, but I do feel like they will be a very beautiful partner. Okay, hold on. I said I don't think they'll be the one. I'm going to come back to that actually. I feel like you're going to meet a person. I feel like they're going to be someone that you could be in a relationship with for a few years, most likely. I feel like they'll be a very good partner for you. I don't feel like they are initially the one. So the universe is very flexible. It coordinates many things, and as we grow as a person, we attract different things to us. We attract different dreams, different desires, and we also attract different realities. Ultimately, we're following like a main path, but one path, one journey that has certain lessons that we need to learn or certain things that we want to have can come in so many different ways, an infinite number of ways. And so the universe basically is always tweaking things to fit what your deepest desires are based off of current information, past information, and what it knows of upcoming information. So this person may come in and initially they're not really set up to be your one. They're set up to be a really wonderful partner on your path that you're with for a while, but they're initially not supposed to be the one. But the reason why I want to take that back is because they can become the one. As the two of you grow together, if you two choose to grow together and to grow, like really grow together, like you're making these transformations and you're committed to it, the two of you can start to become more and more of a long-term match, and you can become the one for each other. So that is something that is definitely a possibility for you. And finally, we have the Fool card, which I think really represents your energy that you currently have right now about love, and I think it's positive. Basically, the Fool card represents somebody who's ready to embark on a new journey. They're excited about it. They don't really care about the pitfalls. They're a little bit naive in some ways about the journey, and they just have a lot of optimism, and they're just kind of ready to go without thinking things through too much. I feel like that is where you're at, Cancer, based off of what we talked about in the intuitive portion of this reading, where you're ready for love. You're ready to enter into that world again. You're not entirely sure what you want, but you're feeling really good about it. You don't know what the end result should be, but you're letting your emotions and your feelings and your positivity carry you to some end result. So I feel like that's positive. That's good, but remember, try to come up with some ideas around what you're looking for in a relationship, because that helps the universe sift out what you're looking for. It always knows, but when you can be a little more conscious about it, you can get faster because you're like sending out more specific signals and like you want it now. Like there's a little bit of power to having a specific desire because it's like, "Ooh, I want this now. I want this specific thing to be fulfilled." Versus like, "I'll take any of these things." So I think it would be to your benefit to figure out a few things about what you want out of love. Now, if you don't know specifics on who you want or what kind of relationship you want or how you want to meet or anything like that, that's fine. I think really the key is to figure out how you want to feel in the relationship. Like, how, when you think about your relationship, how does it make you feel? What visions come to mind based off of the feelings first? So, maybe you're feeling good, you feel like really secure and connected to somebody, and then like as you're feeling those feelings of what you want to feel in a relationship, you start thinking like, oh, I see, me and a partner, and we've been together for years, and we have like a property on an island, or like somewhere super nice that we go to in the summers and on all of our vacations, and we just relax together and we read, maybe a vision, like feel what you want to feel first and see what vision comes from that, and then that will give you an idea of like what you're looking for. But first start with the feeling. That's the most important, and then the details will fill in for you. So Cancer, that is what I'm feeling for you for February of 2020 for this video. It's really positive stuff, Cancer. I'm glad you're moving forward in this area of life. I think it's good. I'm excited for you. I'm glad that you're excited about it as well. I know you haven't really been interested in love for a little while, especially the single Cancers. Couples Cancers, I know it's a little different. Watch the January video if you haven't already and you're in a relationship already. So yeah, Cancer, in the extended, we're going to talk about the Ace of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So if you're interested in that, I will see you in the extended. You can access it at the link at the end of this video, www.patreon.com/Trishna. The link is also in the description box, and I will see you there. If not, thank you so much for watching. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you in my next video on YouTube.